My dear friends, our topic today is never complain and never explain. And I assure you, this principle holds within it the very key to unlocking the infinite potential that resides within each and every one of you. Let us begin by understanding that the world we perceive around us is nothing but a reflection of our own consciousness. Everything you see, hear, touch, and experience is a manifestation of your inner state. Your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions are the architects of your reality. And it is within this context that we must approach our discussion of never complaining and never explaining. When you complain, what are you really doing? You are affirming to yourself and to the universe that something is wrong, that you are a victim of circumstances beyond your control. But I say to you, there are no circumstances beyond your control, for you are the operant power in your world. You are God pushed out into expression, and God does not complain about His creation. Consider for a moment the biblical statement, "And God saw everything that He had made, and behold, it was very good." This is not merely a poetic description of creation. It is a fundamental truth about the nature of consciousness and reality. When you complain, you are denying this truth. You are saying, in essence, I see what I have made, and behold, it is not good. But my dear friends, I urge you to recognize the power of your own imagination. For it is through your imagination that you create your reality. When you complain, you are imagining undesirable circumstances and giving them life through your attention and beliefs. You are using the divine gift of imagination to create that which you do not want. Instead, I implore you to use your imagination wisely. Rather than complaining about what is, imagine what could be. See the world as you wish it to be, not as it appears to be. For appearance is nothing more than a shadow or reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. It has no power to persist unless you breathe life into it through your continued attention and acceptance. Now let us turn our attention to the second part of our principle. Never explain. When you feel the need to explain yourself, what are you really doing? You are assuming that others have the power to judge you, to approve or disapprove of your actions and decisions. But I say to you, no one has this power unless you grant it to them. I am that I am. This is not merely a statement of existence. It is a declaration of your divine nature. You are that which you conceive yourself to be. There is no higher authority, no external judge who can define you or limit you. When you explain yourself, you are denying your own divinity and placing your power in the hands of others. Moreover, when you explain, you are often doing so from a place of doubt or insecurity. You are, in essence, saying, I am not sure of myself, so I need your validation. But I tell you, there is no need for validation from anyone or anything outside of yourself. You are complete and whole as you are, a perfect expression of the divine. Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. Yet Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. The lily does not explain its beauty or justify its existence. It simply is in all its perfection and glory. And so it is with you, my dear friends. You need not explain or justify your being. You simply are perfect and complete as you are. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, surely there are times when we must explain ourselves for practical reasons. And to this I say, there is a vast difference between communicating necessary information and feeling compelled to justify your existence or your choices. The former comes from a place of clarity and purpose, the latter from a place of insecurity and doubt. Let us delve deeper into the spiritual implications of this principle. When you complain or explain, you are operating from the level of the outer man, the man of flesh who sees himself as separate from God and subject to external forces. But I say to you, you are not this outer man. You are the inner man, the Christ within the God self. In the Bible, we read the kingdom of God is within you. This is not a metaphor or a poetic flourish. It is a literal truth about the nature of your being. The kingdom of God, the realm of infinite possibility and perfect creation, resides within your own consciousness. When you complain, you are denying this kingdom. When you explain, you are seeking it outside of yourself. Instead, I urge you to turn within, to seek first the kingdom of God, knowing that all else will be added unto you. But when you dwell in this inner kingdom, when you align yourself with your true nature as a divine creator, there's nothing to complain about and nothing to explain. You simply are creating your world through the power of your imagination and your assumptions. Let us consider for a moment the story of Job. Here was a man who suffered greatly, who lost everything he held dear. And what did he do? He complained bitterly, questioning God and seeking explanations for his misfortune. But what was the result of his complaints and his demands for explanation? Did they change his circumstances? Did they bring him peace or understanding? No, my friends, it was only when Job ceased his complaints and stopped demanding explanations that his fortune was restored. When he turned within, when he aligned himself with his true nature, as a divine creator, his world transformed. And so it is with each of you. Your complaints and explanations do not serve you. They keep you bound to the very circumstances you wish to change. Instead, I invite you to adopt a new attitude, a new state of consciousness, one in which you see yourself as the author of your life story, not its victim. One in which you recognize your own divinity and act from that recognition. For when you do this, when you truly embody the principle of never complaining and never explaining, you step into your power as a conscious creator. Imagine for a moment a world in which you never complain, in which you accept every circumstance, every event, every person as a perfect expression of your own consciousness. Imagine the peace this would bring, the clarity, the sense of purpose and power. This is not a fantasy, my dear friends. This is your birthright, your true nature. And now imagine a world in which you never feel the need to explain yourself, in which you stand secure in your own being, confident in your choices and actions, free from the need for external validation or approval. Imagine the freedom this would bring, the authenticity, the joy of being truly and completely yourself. This is the world that awaits you when you embrace the principle of never complaining and never explaining. It is a world of infinite possibility, of divine creativity, of perfect self-expression, and it is available to you right now. But how, you may ask, do we begin to live this principle? How do we overcome the habitual patterns of complaint and explanation that have become so ingrained in our daily lives? The answer, my friends, lies in the practice of mindful awareness and deliberate imagination. Begin by becoming aware of your thoughts and words. Notice when you feel the urge to complain or explain, but instead of judging yourself for these impulses, simply observe them with detachment. See them for what they are, old patterns, old states of consciousness that no longer serve you. Then, in that moment of awareness, make a choice. Choose to shift your attention from what is to what could be. Use your imagination to create a new scenario, a new outcome, a new state of being. For remember, your imagination is the very workshop of creation. What you imagine, feeling, and conviction must inevitably manifest in your outer world. If you find yourself in a situation that tempts you to complain, pause, take a deep breath, and then ask yourself, how would I see this situation if I were truly aligned with my divine nature? How would I respond if I knew with absolute certainty that I am the creator of my reality? Similarly, when you feel the urge to explain yourself, stop. Take a moment to center yourself in your own being. Remember who you truly are, a divine creator, perfect and complete as you are. From this place of inner knowing, ask yourself, do I really need to explain, or can I simply be secure in my own truth? As you practice this awareness and make these conscious choices, you will begin to notice a shift in your consciousness. The urge to complain and explain will gradually diminish. In its place, you will find a growing sense of peace, of power, of alignment with your true self. But remember, my dear friends, this is not about suppressing your feelings or denying your experiences. It is about transforming them through the power of your imagination and your assumptions. It is about recognizing that every experience, every circumstance is an opportunity for growth and self-realization. When you embrace this principle of never complaining and never explaining, you are not turning away from the world. On the contrary, you are engaging with it more fully, more consciously than ever before. You are recognizing your role as a co-creator of reality, and you are accepting the responsibility and the joy that comes with that recognition. Consider the words of Scripture, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." This is not merely a suggestion. It is a description of the very process we are discussing. As you renew your mind, as you shift your consciousness from complaint and explanation to acceptance and creation, you are literally transforming yourself and your world. And as you transform, you will find that your outer world begins to reflect this inner change. The circumstances that once prompted complaint will begin to shift. The people and situations that once demanded explanation will fade away or transform. But remember, the outer world is nothing but a reflection of your inner state. But this transformation is not something that happens to you. It is something that happens to you as you. For you are the operant power, the creative principle in your world. You are the one who must choose moment by moment to align with your true nature as a divine creator. This choice, this alignment is not always easy. The habits of complaint and explanation are deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. The world around you may seem to demand that you explain yourself, that you join in the chorus of complaint. But I say to you, stand firm in your truth. Be steadfast in your commitment to never complain. For in this commitment, you are not merely changing your behavior. You are changing your very being. You are stepping into your power as a conscious creator, as a divine being in human form. And as you do so, you are lighting the way for others to do the same. Imagine a world in which every individual recognized their own divinity, their own creative power. A world in which complaint was replaced by conscious creation and explanation was replaced by authentic self-expression. This is the world we can create, my dear friends, through our individual and collective commitment to this principle. But let us be clear, this is not about creating a perfect world in the conventional sense. It is about recognizing the perfection that already exists within every moment, every circumstance, every experience. It is about aligning ourselves with the divine flow of life, trusting in the perfect unfolding of our individual and collective stories. When you truly embrace this principle, you will find that there's nothing to complain about because everything is serving your growth and evolution. You will find that there is nothing to explain because you are perfectly and completely yourself in every moment. This does not mean that challenges will cease to exist, but it does mean that you will approach these challenges from a place of power and creativity rather than victimhood and reactivity. You will see every obstacle as an opportunity, every setback as a setup for a comeback. And as you move through your life in this way, never complaining and never explaining, you will find that you become a beacon of light for others. Your very being will radiate the truth of who you are, inspiring others to recognize and claim their own divine nature. For remember, my dear friends, we are all one. We are all expressions of the one divine consciousness. When you transform yourself, you are contributing to the transformation of the entire world. When you refuse to complain, you are raising the vibration of the collective consciousness. When you refrain from explaining, you are affirming the inherent worth and divinity of every being. So I urge you, my beloved listeners, to take this principle to heart, to make it not just a practice but a way of life, to embody the truth that you are a divine creator, perfect and complete as you are, to live from the knowing that your world is a reflection of your consciousness, and that you have the power to shape the consciousness in every moment. Never complain. For in complaining, you deny your own creative power. Never explain. For explaining, you deny your own divine completeness. Instead, create, express, be. For in doing so, you are fulfilling your highest purpose and realizing your true nature as God pushed out into expression. Let every moment be an opportunity to align with this truth. Let every breath be a conscious choice to embody your divine nature. Let every thought, every word, every action be a testament to your commitment to never complain and never explain. And as you do this, watch and wonder as your world transforms. Marvel at the synchronicities that begin to unfold in your life. Delight in the joy and peace that naturally arise when you're aligned with your true self. Embrace the challenges that come your way, knowing that they are opportunities for growth and self-realization. For in truth, my dear friends, there is nothing to complain about and nothing to explain. There is only the glorious adventure of being and becoming, of creating and expressing, of realizing and embodying your divine nature. So go forth from this place with a new understanding, a new commitment. Let the words never complain and never explain be etched upon your heart and mind. Let them guide your thoughts, your words, your actions. For in living this principle, you are not just changing your life, you are changing the world. Remember, the kingdom of God is within you. The power to create, to transform, to transcend is within you. It always has been and always will be. You need only recognize it, claim it, and live from it. And so, my dear friends, I leave you with this final thought. You are God pushed out into expression. You are the author of your life story. You are the creator of your reality. Never complain about your creation. Never explain your divinity. Simply be who you truly are and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Go now and live in the joyous knowledge of your own divine nature. Create consciously, express authentically, and love unconditionally. For in doing so, you are fulfilling your highest purpose and realizing the truth of your being. Remember, never complain and never explain is not just a principle to live by, It is a gateway to your true self, a path to your highest potential, and a key to unlocking the infinite possibilities that lie within you. Embrace it fully, live it wholeheartedly, and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. As we come to the close of our discussion, let us reflect once more on the profound implications of this principle. Never complaining and never explaining is not merely a behavioral change, but a fundamental shift in consciousness. It is a recognition of your true nature as a divine creator, as God pushed out into expression. When you cease to complain, you are affirming your power to shape your reality. You are declaring to the universe that you accept full responsibility for your life experiences. This doesn't mean you ignore challenges or difficulties, but rather that you approach them from a place of creative power rather than victimhood. Every situation, every circumstance becomes an opportunity for growth and self-realization. Similarly, when you stop explaining yourself, you are asserting your inherent completeness and worth. You are recognizing that you need no external validation or approval. Your actions, your choices, your very being are a perfect expression of your inner state. In this recognition, you find true freedom, the freedom to be authentically and unapologetically yourself. As you embody this principle in your daily life, you will begin to notice profound shifts. The world around you will start to reflect your new state of consciousness. Situations that once prompted complaint will transform or dissolve. The need for explanation will fade away as you stand secure in your own truth. You will find yourself moving through life with greater ease, joy, and purpose. Remember, my dear friends, you are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness creates your reality. By embracing the principle of never complaining and never explaining, you are aligning yourself with your true divine nature. You are stepping into your role as a conscious creator, shaping your world through the power of your imagination and your assumptions. Go forth and live from this truth and watch as miracles unfold in your life. God has already spoken over your life, and tonight is the night that you will see the manifestation of what He has promised. Your journey has not been in vain. Through the trials, the tests, the long nights of uncertainty, God has been with you, leading you, strengthening you. You may have doubted at times. You may have questioned whether this moment would ever come, but now you stand at the threshold of a divine breakthrough. You see, the key to unlocking what's rightfully yours has always been within you. It was never about your circumstances or the people around you. It was always about your ability to believe in the unseen, to trust in the voice that speaks to your heart, even when the world tells you it's impossible. Tonight, that belief will be rewarded. God has already decreed it. His word cannot fail. His promises are sure. And right now, at this very moment, you are stepping into the fullness of what He has promised you. You have passed the test. The storm you've weathered has been preparation. The battles you've fought, the pain you've endured, and the patience you've learned, all of it has shaped you into who you are today. And today, the door of opportunity swings wide open. You are no longer the person you were yesterday, the person who doubted, the person who feared, the person who struggled. Tonight, you will see the fruit of your perseverance. What you've asked for is on its way. But it is not just what you've asked for. It is more than that. It is what you've become in the process. You have learned how to trust when there was no reason to, how to believe when the world told you it was foolish. And that trust, that unwavering faith, has positioned you for the blessing that is coming tonight. The world may not see it yet, but in the realm of the Spirit has already been done. God has already prepared the way. What was once invisible is about to become visible. The doors that seem closed will swing wide open. The people who seem to block your path will begin to clear the way. The very things that were meant to break you will now become the stepping stones for your promotion. You are chosen. You have been set apart for such a time as this. And as you stand on the edge of what is about to unfold, do not let fear or doubt creep in. What is coming is not too much for you. It is exactly what you've been prepared for. You will not fail. You will not fall short. You will rise, and you will rise higher than you've ever dreamed. Your reward is not just in the physical things that are coming, but in the peace, the joy, and the unwavering confidence in knowing that God has never let you down and He never will. So stand firm tonight. Stand in expectation. Stand in faith. Your reward is here. It is not just a promise for the future. It is a reality for tonight. You've passed the test, and now the manifestation of everything you have believed in is about to unfold. You are ready. The time is now. You have made it through what many would have considered impossible. The trials that once seemed insurmountable now serve as proof of your strength, your resilience, and your unwavering belief. It wasn't always easy, was it? The tears, the heart touch, the days when you felt alone. But now you understand something profound. It was all a part of the process. Each struggle, each challenge was shaping you into the person you needed to become in order to carry the weight of the blessing that is coming your way. Tonight, your reward is coming. You've been chosen for this. This isn't a coincidence or random happenstance. You were always meant to stand in this moment to experience this divine unfolding. The very things you've longed for, prayed for, and believed in are now entering your life. Not because of anything you've done to earn them, but because you have trusted God in the silence, in the waiting, and in the storm. When you were uncertain, God was sure. When you couldn't see the path ahead, He already had it paved. When your heart grew weary, His strength carried you. And now, as you stand on the cusp of this incredible reward, know that all of heaven is rejoicing with you. You are not stepping into this moment alone. God is with you, guiding you, and filling you with His power and His grace. As you reflect on your journey, consider how far you've come. There was a time when you doubted you would even make it this far. The challenges seemed too great, the opposition too strong. Yet here you are, stronger, wiser, and more grounded in your faith than ever before. Those very obstacles that were meant to break you have only served to build you. They have refined your character, deepened your trust in God, and elevated your spiritual awareness. You see, it's not just about the material blessings that are coming. It's about the transformation that has taken place in your heart, mind, and spirit. You've learned to stand firm in the midst of chaos. You've learned to believe even when the evidence suggests it otherwise. You've learned to speak things into existence, to declare that what God has promised He will bring to pass. And now, you will see it. You will see what has been spoken over your life. You will see the manifestation of everything you believed and hoped for. There's a reason why tonight is so significant. It's not just another night. It's the night that God has ordained for your breakthrough. It's the moment when the heavens open and pour down the blessings you've been waiting for. It's the moment when your prayers are answered, when your dreams are realized, when your heart is filled with the joy and peace that only God can give. You have been faithful in the small things, and now God is about to reward you with greater things. Your obedience, your perseverance, your trust in Him have positioned you for this. This is not a reward you could have earned by your own strength or effort. It's a divine reward, a manifestation of God's grace, mercy, and love for you. His timing is perfect, and tonight, His timing is unfolding in your life. You might be wondering how it will all happen. How will the doors open? How will the blessings pour in? Understand this. When God moves, He moves in ways you cannot predict. He is not bound by time, space, or circumstances. What may seem impossible to the natural eye is easy for God. He has already made a way for you, a way that will surpass your expectations. As you stand in faith, know that God is already moving behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail of your life for your good. There's something you need to understand in this moment. The reward that is coming is not just for you alone. It is meant to bless others, to show others the power of God's love and grace. You were chosen not just for your own blessing, but to be a beacon of hope and light to those around you. Your victory will inspire others to believe that they too can overcome. Your testimony will serve as proof that nothing is impossible for God, that no matter how dark the season, joy comes in the morning. This is your moment of elevation. You are stepping into a new chapter of your life, a chapter where God's promises are no longer just words spoken over you, but are now manifesting in your reality. You are being elevated to a higher level. Your dreams are no longer distant hopes, but tangible realities that you can touch, see, and experience. This is the reward for your faithfulness, for your trust, for your unwavering belief that God will fulfill His promises. And even as you step into this new season, understand that your journey is far from over. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. What God has in store for you is greater than anything you could have imagined. The reward you're receiving tonight is only a taste of what's to come. As you continue to walk in faith, continue to trust, continue to believe, God will take you from glory to glory. He will lead you to places you never thought possible, opening doors that no man can shut and pouring out blessings that will overflow. The best part is that you are ready for it. You have passed the test. You have proven that you can handle the blessing that is coming your way. God does not give to those who are unprepared. He does not pour out His promises on those who are not ready to receive them. But you are ready. Your heart is open. Your faith is strong, and your mind is aligned with God's purpose for your life. You are prepared for this divine manifestation. The reward you will receive tonight is not just something that will add to your life. It will change your life. It will transform you in ways that only God can. Your understanding of what is possible will shift. Your perspective will expand. You will no longer look at the world through the same eyes. You will see the world through God's eyes. And you will begin to realize that nothing is impossible for you. Your reward is not just the manifestation of your desires. It is the realization that you are a co-creator with God, that what you speak, believe, and trust in will come to pass. You are walking in divine alignment with your purpose. And tonight, that alignment will bear fruit. So as this night unfolds, hold on to the truth that God has spoken over your life. Hold on to the promise that He has made. Tonight is your night. The manifestation of all that you have believed in is happening. What you've been waiting for is coming to pass. Your faith has made you whole. Your trust in God has opened the floodgates of heaven. You are chosen. And tonight, your reward is being poured out in abundance. Stand firm in the knowledge that this is just the beginning. And what is coming is far greater than you could have ever imagined. You are on the precipice of something extraordinary, and it will happen tonight. Tonight, the divine plan is coming into full motion. You've endured, you've believed. And now, the heavens are aligning to bring the reward that you've been patiently waiting for. All of the struggles, all the heart-attach, all the challenges you faced, none of it was in vain. It was all leading to this moment. You've passed the test. You've been proven worthy of what is about to unfold. As you stand here at this moment in time, know that everything is in place for your blessing, for your reward. The wait, the long seasons of not knowing, the periods where you felt uncertain and wondered if it would ever happen have all been part of your preparation. It may have felt like nothing was changing, like you were standing still while the world moved around you, but God was working behind the scenes. You may not have seen it, but He was moving in ways you couldn't comprehend. Every step you took, every moment you stood in faith, even when it seemed impossible, was setting the stage for what is to come tonight. The victory that you are about to experience was already secured in the spiritual realm long before you ever saw the evidence of it in your physical world. Tonight is a manifestation. It's the realization of everything you believed for. The dreams that once felt distant, the promises you once held on to in the quiet moments, the prayers you whispered in the stillness of your heart, tonight they all come to fruition. You are stepping into the fullness of what God has for you. This is the moment you've been prepared for, and you are ready. You have been chosen to receive, and the heavens are pouring down blessings just for you. The reward you are about to receive is not just material. It's also spiritual. It's a gift of peace, a deeper understanding, and a newfound clarity that will illuminate every area of your life. The manifestation that is unfolding is not just about what you can see, but what you can feel, what you can know in your spirit. God is giving you a deeper connection, a stronger relationship with Him that will lead you through every season of life with a sense of a purpose and direction that you've never known before. When you look back at where you've come from, remember this. You passed through the fire, and it has refined you. The trials you've experienced were not meant to break you, but to strengthen you, to purify you, to prepare you for the greatness that is now at your doorstep. The pain you felt, the tears you've shed were not wasted. They were part of your spiritual growth. And now you stand here, ready to receive everything that God has prepared for you. And now you stand here, ready to receive everything that God has prepared for you. This is not just your reward. It's the reward for your faith, for your endurance, for your trust in God, even when you couldn't see the way ahead. What you are stepping into tonight is more than just a blessing. It is a divine alignment. It is the perfect convergence of your faith, your actions, and God's timing. You see, this isn't just about receiving something material. It's about receiving the fullness of plan for your life. The path you've walked, the journey you've taken has been leading you to this moment. Your faith has been the compass, and God has been guiding you every step of the way. And as you step into this reward, you need to remember one thing. This is just the beginning. Tonight is not the culmination of your journey. It is the next step. You are being elevated to a new level. The blessings you will receive tonight will open doors to even greater blessings, greater opportunities, and greater understanding. This is the beginning of a new chapter, one that is filled with God's favor and His grace. This reward is not the end of the story. It is the foundation upon which your future will be built. You may not see it all yet, but as you continue to walk in faith, continue to trust in God's plan, you will see how everything fits together perfectly. The dreams you've carried in your heart for so long will start to take shape in ways that will astound you. What you thought was impossible will become a reality. What you thought was out of reach will now be within your grasp. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is here, and it will unfold before your very eyes. But this reward, this manifestation, is not just for you. It's for those around you too. You are not only receiving this blessing to enjoy it for yourself. It is meant to be a testimony of God's goodness, a witness to His power and His grace. As you step into this reward, others will see the power of God's hand at work in your life. Your testimony will serve as a beacon of hope for those who are still waiting, still wondering if their time will come. You will be a living example of God's faithfulness, and through you, others will be encouraged to keep believing, to keep pressing forward, to keep trusting. You are being elevated for a reason. This reward is not just for your personal benefit, it is for the glory of God. You have been chosen to carry His light, to share His love, and to be a witness to the world of His faithfulness. Your reward is a reflection of His goodness, and as you receive it, know that it is meant to be shared. As you are blessed, others will be blessed by your story, your faith, and your testimony. You have passed through the fire, and you are now stepping into your reward. The journey has been long, but the rewards are great. God has seen your faithfulness, your perseverance, and your trust, and now He is honoring that with His blessing. Your reward is here, and it will not be withheld. It is coming to you tonight. What you have asked for is already on its way. What you have believed for is being manifest in your life right now. The wait is over. As you stand in this moment, remember, you are not just receiving a blessing for yourself. You are receiving it for the glory of God. You are stepping into a new season of favor, of abundance, of divine alignment. This is the moment where everything changes. What once seemed impossible will now be made possible. The doors that once seemed closed will now open wide. The mountains that once stood in your way will now be moved. Tonight, you are walking into the manifestation of everything you have prayed for. This is not just about receiving what you have asked for. It is about receiving the fullness of God's plan for your life. You are stepping into a new dimension of favor, of purpose, and of destiny. What God has in store for you is greater than anything you could have imagined, and tonight you will see it begin to unfold before your eyes. The reward you receive tonight is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of something even greater. As you receive, as you step into this moment of divine manifestation, know that this is just the beginning of the journey. What is coming is greater than anything you have ever dreamed, and you are ready to walk in it. You have been chosen for this moment, and you will not be denied. The doors are opening, the way is being made, and your reward is here. You've made it through seasons of uncertainty, and now the moment has come for your reward. The divine clock is ticking, and every second of your journey, every prayer you've whispered in quiet moments, has been building up to this point. Every step you've taken in faith, no matter how small, has led you closer to this manifestation. The reward you are about to receive is not just about the fulfillment of your desires. It is the completion of a divine purpose. Tonight, you are being positioned to receive not only a personal blessing, but also a message of hope for those who are still waiting for their breakthrough. God sees you. He sees every tear you've shed, every sacrifice you've made, and every moment you've walked in faith when it seemed like nothing was changing. And tonight, in His perfect timing, He is bringing the manifestation of His promises into your life. You are not being rewarded for your ability to see the outcome, but for your unwavering trust in Him. The reward is a testament to your obedience, your surrender, and your commitment to walk in His light, even when the path was unclear. It was your faith that moved mountains. And tonight, you will see that faith come to life. This reward is coming at the exact right time. Many have questioned, many have doubted, but God's timing is always perfect. It's not about when you think it should happen. It's about when God has prepared you to receive. This moment has been long in the making, and everything that has occurred in your life up until now was part of the divine plan. You have passed through trials to come out stronger, wiser, and more aligned with the purpose God has for your life. You are now ready to receive what has been waiting for you. Your reward will come in ways that you may not expect. It may show up in the form of a new opportunity, a shift in your circumstances, or a deeper understanding of your purpose. It may come in the form of a healing, a restoration, or a new level of peace and fulfillment that you have never experienced before. But no matter how it comes, it will come. The reward is certain, it is already ordained, it is already prepared for you, and all you need to do now is receive it. Tonight, as you prepare to step into your reward, let go of any doubts that still linger in your heart. Release any lingering fear or hesitation. God has already spoken, and His word does not return void. You may not yet see the full picture, but know that everything is falling into place. This is the divine moment where heaven touches earth, where your prayers are answered, and where the promises of God are made manifest in your life. This is not just a blessing for you, but for everyone who has witnessed your journey. For those who have walked alongside you, who have seen your struggles and your victories, your reward will be a sign of God's faithfulness to them as well. You are not just a vessel for your own blessings, you are a beacon of hope to others. Your journey, your faith, your perseverance are testaments to the power of trusting in God's plan. When others see you receive your reward, they will know that God is still in the business of miracles. They will know that He is faithful, that He hears the cries of His people, and that He is still working wonders in the lives of those who trust in Him. When you receive this reward, understand that it is not just about what you prayed for. It's a reflection of the heart of God towards you. You are His beloved, His child, and He has heard your cries. He knows the desires of your heart, and tonight He is fulfilling them. This is not a reward based on your merit, but based on His grace. It's a gift freely given, a manifestation of His love for you. You are receiving not because you've earned it, but because He has chosen to bless you. And this blessing is not a small thing. It is the beginning of something even greater, something more profound than you could have imagined. As you receive, don't forget to give thanks. This is a moment of great joy, but also of deep gratitude. Thank God for bringing you through every trial, for refining you in the fire, for teaching you to trust when it was difficult, and for never abandoning you. Your reward is a reflection of His love and His faithfulness, and it's important to honor Him with a heart of gratitude. The Bible says, every good and perfect gift is from above. And tonight you are receiving one of those good and perfect gifts. What is coming is not only a reward for what you've endured, but a seed for the future. This reward is meant to propel you forward into your next season. It's the fuel that will keep your faith burning brightly as you continue on your journey. The doors that are opening to you tonight will lead to even greater opportunities, greater growth, and greater transformation. What you receive tonight is just the beginning of a new chapter in your life. It is a launch pad for the next phase of your destiny. You will look back on this moment, and you will realize that everything changed from tonight forward. What you are receiving tonight is not just a one-time blessing. It is the beginning of a new era. You are stepping into a new level of favor, a new level of anointing, and a new level of divine alignment. As you step into this new season, remember that the reward you're receiving is only the beginning of the abundance that God has in store for you. This reward is a declaration that your waiting has not been in vain. Every moment you spent in anticipation, every moment you wondered if it would ever come to pass, God has seen it. He has watched your faith grow, your patience deepen, and your trust in Him solidify. He knows your heart, and He knows how much you belonged for this moment. And now, He is answering you. In the coming days, you will begin to see the full extent of what God has done. You will witness the unfolding of a beautiful tapestry, one that has been woven with His grace and His wisdom. You will see how all the pieces of your life have fit together, even the difficult moments, the ones you didn't understand at the time. They were all part of God's perfect plan. And now, you are standing at the threshold of the manifestation of everything He has promised you. But as you step into this reward, don't forget that it is not just for you. It is for those around you as well. You are a vessel of blessings, and as you receive, others will be blessed by your testimony. Your faith will be a light that shines brightly for others to follow. Your journey will inspire others to trust, to believe, and to hold fast to God's promises. As you walk in the fullness of your reward, let it be a testimony to the world of God's goodness, His grace, and His unwavering faithfulness. Tonight is your night. The reward you've been waiting for is here, and it is more than you could have imagined. It's a gift from God, freely given, and all you have to do is receive it. Know that everything you have gone through has led to this moment. You are ready. You are worthy. You have passed the test, and now it's time to step into the fullness of your reward. The heavens are rejoicing, and so should you. Your victory is here. Your time has come. The reward you are about to receive tonight is not just the result of a prayer answered, but the culmination of a season of transformation. You have been molded, shaped, and refined for this moment. What is coming into your life now is the direct result of the work God has been doing in you. It's the reward for your growth, your perseverance, and your steadfast faith in a time of uncertainty. The road was never meant to be easy, but every hardship you endured, every moment of doubt you overcame, and every obstacle you faced has prepared you to step into the fullness of God's promises. The beauty of divine timing is that it doesn't operate according to human understanding. While we may think we're ready for something, God knows exactly when the time is right. The years of waiting, the seasons of silence, and the periods when you felt as though nothing was happening, they were all part of a larger plan. They were the moments when God was preparing your heart to handle the blessings that are now being poured into your life. You may not have understood why you had to wait, why things unfolded in the way they did, but now, as you stand on the threshold of this reward, you can see that it was all necessary. Tonight marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. You have moved past the barriers that once limited you. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable are now mere stepping stones to the great things ahead. What's coming into your life tonight is not just a fleeting blessing, but a permanent change. It is the fruit of years of waiting, praying, and trusting in a God who never fails. You've walked through the fire, and now you will wear the crown that is the result of your faithfulness. You are about to see how every prayer you've ever uttered, every tear you've shed, every sacrifice you've made, has led to this moment. You are being rewarded not just for what you've done, but for who you've become. This is not about the things you've achieved in the natural sense, but about the transformation that has taken place in your soul. The reward is a reflection of the inner work you've done, the times you've chosen peace over anger, love over hatred, patience over frustration. It's a reflection of your unwavering commitment to seek God's will and trust in His timing. Your reward is not just material, it's a deep internal shift that will affect every area of your life. It's a change of heart, a deepening of faith, and a fresh perspective that will allow you to walk in the full authority and purpose that God has ordained for you. What is unfolding for you tonight is not the result of human effort, but of divine grace. You've worked hard, yes, but it is God's grace that has carried you. It is His grace that has opened doors that were once closed. It is His grace that has led you through seasons of wilderness and into the promised land of your destiny. You are stepping into this reward because of His favor, and it's time for you to accept it fully. You are worthy not because of anything you have done, but because God has chosen you and His favor is upon you. The divine order of your life has been set in motion, and now the manifestation is at hand. What you are about to receive will not just bless you, but will serve as a testimony to the goodness of God. Your reward will shine as a beacon to those around you, letting them know that if God can do it for you, He can do it for them. Your faith will be a witness, your story will inspire, and your victory will give others hope. You are being rewarded not just for your own sake, but for the sake of all those who will be impacted by your testimony. This moment is a divine intersection of your faith and God's will. When you first believed, when you first took the step of faith, you couldn't have known how the story would unfold, but God did. He saw every moment, every step, every challenge, and He knew that you were capable of enduring. Tonight, as you step into your reward, you are also stepping into a new season of influence, a new season of impact, and a new season of divine favor. You are now walking in alignment with God's plan for your life. This is the result of you saying yes to His will, even when it didn't make sense. You didn't give up when it was hard. You didn't stop trusting when it seemed impossible. And now God is rewarding you for your faithfulness. Your reward will come in ways that you can't even imagine, but it will be exactly what you need. It will be a perfect fit for your life, your purpose, and your future. Don't think for a second that your journey was in vain. Every prayer you prayed, every moment of waiting, every setback and triumph, every small step forward, all of it has led to this moment. It wasn't always easy. You didn't always see the outcome, but your trust in God never wavered. And now you are walking in the harvest of your faith. Your reward is evidence of God's faithfulness to those who walk in His ways. As you receive your reward tonight, remember that this is not just for you. It's a blessing for your family, your friends, and all those who have supported you along the way. Your reward is a ripple effect that will touch many lives. It will create a wave of blessings that will flow out of your life and into the lives of others. The impact of your faith is far-reaching, and what you receive tonight will be a seed that multiplies and grows. God has a purpose for this blessing. It is not just for your own benefit, but to advance His kingdom. This reward is a part of the bigger picture that God is painting in your life. It is a piece of the puzzle that will bring you closer to fulfilling the destiny He has set before you. You are being rewarded tonight because you have passed through the fire and come out refined, ready to carry out the work God has for you. Your reward is not just about what you've achieved, but about who you've become in the process. The challenges you faced, the mountains you climbed, the storms you weathered, those were all part of God's preparation for this moment. He knew that you were ready, and now He is bringing you into your promise. Your journey has not been in vain. Every trial, every test, every challenge has been a stepping stone to the manifestation of His promises. And now, as you step into your reward, you can stand tall, knowing that you have persevered and that God is pleased with your faith. Tonight, as you receive what God has prepared for you, know that this is just the beginning. This reward is the opening of a new chapter, a new season, a new opportunity to step into all that God has for you. Your best days are ahead, and the reward you're receiving tonight is only the beginning of the abundant blessings that God has stored up for you. It's time for you to walk in the fullness of His promise, to embrace the life He has planned for you, and to shine as a light to the world. As you stand on the edge of this moment, remember that you are not standing alone. God is with you. His favor surrounds you. His hand is upon your life, guiding you, protecting you, and leading you into all that He has prepared for you. Your reward is a testimony to His goodness, and it is a reflection of His love for you. Tonight, you are being rewarded not because of your own strength or ability, but because God has seen your faith, your trust, and your perseverance, and He is honoring that. Receive the blessing that is coming to you tonight. Embrace it. Walk in it. And know that this reward is a sign of even greater things to come. The best is yet to come. And this moment is just the beginning of all that God has in store for you. The doors that are opening for you tonight will lead to even greater opportunities, even greater breakthroughs, and even greater manifestations of His glory. This is your time. Your reward is here. The season of waiting is over. The season of receiving has begun. Tonight, as you receive the reward, know that it is a direct result of your commitment to God's will for your life. This is the moment when the seeds you've planted through faith, sacrifice, and trust finally bear fruit. The moments you spent praying in silence, standing firm in your beliefs, and choosing faith over fear, each one of those moments has led you to this place. It wasn't easy, and there were times you may have felt discouraged, but in those moments, you chose to remain steadfast. Now God is showing you just how important those moments were as He pours out His reward upon you. This isn't just about the material blessings that are coming into your life. It's much deeper than that. What God is rewarding tonight is the transformation that has taken place in your heart. It's the spiritual growth, the understanding of His will, and the inner peace that you've gained. You've learned to trust in His timing, even when the world told you to rush. You've learned to believe in His plan, even when your circumstances told you that it wasn't possible. And now God is rewarding your patience, your perseverance, and your unwavering belief. The reward is not simply a result of what you have done, but a manifestation of the work God has done in you. It is a reflection of the divine partnership that has been at work in your life. You didn't make it this far on your own. God has been walking you with you every step of the way. Even when you couldn't see Him, He has been guiding you, refining you, and preparing you for this very moment. You are the result of His love, His grace, and His faithfulness. And now, the reward He is giving you tonight is the outward expression of everything that has been happening inside you. As you stand on the edge of this new chapter, remember that this reward is not just for you, but for everyone who will be impacted by your life. Your faithfulness has not only changed you, it has changed the world around you. The blessings you are receiving are not just for your benefit, but for the advancement of God's kingdom. Your testimony will inspire others, your success will open doors for those who come behind you, and your example will show others what is possible when you trust God with everything. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. The reward that is coming into your life tonight is just the first wave of many more to come. This moment is a divine milestone, a sign that the harvest is here, but is also an indicator that there is even greater abundance on the way. God's plans for you are far greater than you can imagine, and what you are receiving tonight is merely a glimpse of what is yet to come. As you embrace the blessings that are pouring into your life, know that they will multiply and expand in ways you can't yet fathom. The challenges you faced along the way were not meaningless. Every trial, every heart touch, every tear you shed was a part of your preparation for this moment. Each struggle shaped you, refined you, and brought you closer to the person you are today. Now, as you stand in the light of your reward, you can look back with gratitude for the journey you have walked. You are stronger, wiser, and more equipped to handle the blessings that are being released into your life. You've earned this moment, and God is honoring the process it took to get you here. When God rewards you, it is always beyond what you could ask for or imagine. His blessings are not just enough to meet your needs, but they overflow into abundance. The reward you are receiving tonight is not just about what you prayed for. It's about what God has in store for you that you haven't even asked for yet. God's generosity is limitless, and as you receive what is due to you, He is already preparing the next wave of blessings to come. His love for you is vast, and the reward you're receiving tonight is a small reflection of His infinite goodness. Even now, as you're beginning to see the fruits of your labor, remember that this reward is not a reason to stop moving forward. God doesn't bless you so that you can become complacent. He blesses you so that you can keep going. Your journey isn't over. This reward is simply a milestone, a reminder of how far you've come, and a sign of how much farther you can go. The blessing is not the destination, but a part of the process. You are being positioned for even greater things, and God will continue to reward your faithfulness as you keep walking in His direction. Take a moment tonight to pause and reflect on all that God has done for you. Take a moment to celebrate how far you've come, but don't stay in that place of reflection for too long, because the future is waiting for you. The next phase of your journey is just ahead. What God is doing in your life tonight is not just about you. It's about the legacy you will leave behind, the lives you will touch, and the impact you will make. As you step into this new season, remember that you are not walking alone. God's favor is upon you, and He will continue to guide you every step of the way. Your reward is a testimony to the goodness of God and the power of faith. It shows that when you trust in Him, when you walk in His ways, when you believe in His promises, He will never fail you. He has seen your heart, He has seen your struggle, and He is rewarding you for your faithfulness. This reward is not just about the material things that are coming into your life, but about the spiritual growth and the deeper connection with God that you are now experiencing. The reward is a reflection of your obedience, your trust, and your unwavering belief that God is always working on your behalf. As you receive this reward tonight, know that it is a reflection of God's love for you. You are His beloved, and He takes great pleasure in blessing you. He sees your heart, He sees your efforts, and He is rewarding you in ways that will not only change your life, but will change the world around you. Tonight marks a new beginning. The reward you receive will open doors that no man can close. It will break chains that have held you back, and it will empower you to walk in the fullness of your divine destiny. The challenges you have faced have prepared you to stand in this moment of victory. The road may have been long, but it was worth it. Every sacrifice you made, every prayer you prayed, every tear you shed, it was all a part of the divine process that has led you here. Tonight, you are not just receiving a reward, you are stepping into your destiny. You are stepping into the life that God has always planned for you. And as you receive this blessing, know that it is only the beginning of what is to come. This moment is not just for you, it's for your family, your friends, and those who have been watching you with awe. They will see the favor of God upon your life, and they will know that if God can do this for you, He can do it for them. You are a living testimony of God's power to transform lives. Your story will inspire others to trust in God, to believe in His promises, and to walk by faith. You are about to become a beacon of hope, a light to those around you, showing them that with God all things are possible. As you receive this reward tonight, know that it is a sign of God's love for you and a testament to the faithfulness you've shown in the midst of adversity. He has seen your heart, and now He is rewarding you in ways that will surpass all your expectations. This moment is not the end of your journey, it's a new beginning. The best is yet to come, and tonight you are stepping into a new season of blessings, favor, and divine fulfillment. The reward you've been waiting for is here, and it's only the beginning of what God has planned for you. Tonight, as the blessings unfold in your life, realize that they are not just for the moment. They are part of a bigger divine plan that has been unfolding over time. This is not an accident or a mere coincidence. This is a direct result of God's hand upon your life. The reward you are receiving tonight is proof that every prayer you've prayed, every challenge you've overcome, every step you've taken in faith has not gone unnoticed. Heaven has been watching you, and now the reward is flowing to you in abundance. You have endured much, and in your endurance you have found strength. You have faced hardships that seemed insurmountable, but you overcame them. Each obstacle, each trial, each moment of uncertainty has been a step toward the reward that is now entering your life. These were the moments that tested your faith, but they also refined you, shaping you into the person you are today, the person who is ready for this moment, the person who is ready to receive the fullness of what God has prepared for you. Your journey has not been easy, and it hasn't always been clear. At times you may have wondered if you were on the right path or if your efforts were in vain. But the truth is those doubts were only temporary. You never gave up, you never lost faith, and God saw every moment you pressed on despite the challenges. Now you are reaping the rewards of your persistence, your faith, and your unshakable belief that God is always working in your favor. This is a moment of divine alignment. Every piece of your life, every decision, every prayer, and every sacrifice has brought you to this moment of fulfillment. The things you've been waiting for, the things you've been praying for, are now being released into your life. But this reward is not just for your benefit, it's for the people around you as well. Your reward is a sign to the world that God is faithful, that He rewards those who diligently seek Him, and that He is always on time. You are a living testament to the fact that God's promises are true, and your story will inspire others to trust in Him more deeply. There is a power in receiving what is rightfully yours. It doesn't just bless your life, it creates a ripple effect that touches those around you. You are a vessel of God's goodness, and as you are rewarded, others will be able to witness the power of God's work in your life. Your success, your breakthroughs, and your rewards are not just for you to enjoy alone. They are a beacon of hope for others who may be struggling or questioning if God will come through for them. When they see you, they will know that it is possible, that it is real, and that God's love is for them too. What you are experiencing tonight is a manifestation of the work that has been happening in the unseen realms. Every prayer you've prayed, every word of affirmation you've spoken, every act of faith you've taken has been building up to this moment. You may not have always seen the results immediately, but God was working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail of your life. Now the manifestations are here, and they are greater than anything you could have imagined. This moment is a culmination of everything that has come before it, but it is also a starting point for what is to come. The reward you are receiving tonight is a seed, and just like any seed, it will grow and multiply. What God is doing in your life tonight is not just a one-time blessing. It is the beginning of a new season, a season of abundance, growth, and expansion. You've entered a new level of favor, and as you continue to walk in His will, the blessings will continue to flow. God's blessings are like a river. They don't stop, they just keep flowing. The more you allow God to work in and through your life, the more you will see His favor poured out in ways you never thought possible. As you stand in this moment, receiving the reward that is rightfully yours, take time to reflect on the journey that brought you here. Think about the obstacles, the challenges, and the setbacks that you faced. Think about how difficult it seemed at times to keep going, how you sometimes questioned whether it was worth it. But now, as you look at what is unfolding in your life, you can see that it was worth it. Every struggle, every hardship, every moment of doubt was all part of God's perfect plan to bring you to this place of victory. And what you are receiving tonight is just a small glimpse of the greater things that are still to come. This reward is a reflection of your inner transformation. God doesn't just reward outward actions, He rewards the changes that have taken place in your heart. The patience you've learned, the humility you've embraced, the wisdom you gained, these are the things that God rewards. You didn't just get to this point by chance. It was the work that God has done in you, the growth He has brought about in your spirit. That has prepared you for this moment. Now, as a reward is manifested in your life, it is a reflection of your inner strength, your trust in God, and your willingness to surrender to His will. The reward you are receiving tonight is also a reminder that you are chosen. You have been set apart for a divine purpose, and this moment is evidence of that. You were never meant to follow the crowd or live a life of mediocrity. You were meant to stand out, to shine, and to be a light in this world. God has been preparing you for something great, and tonight is a sign that your time has come. You have passed the tests, you have stayed true to your faith, and now the reward is here. This is not just for your benefit, but for the advancement of God's kingdom. Your success will bring glory to Him, and your life will be a living testimony of His goodness. As you step into this new season, remember that this reward is not an end, but a continuation of the journey. The blessings you are receiving tonight are just the beginning of a greater outpouring. God's favor is upon you, and He is not finished with you yet. There is more to come, greater blessings, greater opportunities, greater breakthroughs. This is your moment, but it is not your final moment. There is much more to be done and much more to be received. Keep your eyes on God, keep your heart open to His leading, and keep walking in faith. You are just getting started. The reward that is unfolding in your life tonight is not just about the material blessings, but about the deeper spiritual growth that is taking place. You are being transformed, and that transformation will continue throughout your life. As you receive this reward, know that it is not the end of your journey, but the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter filled with greater blessings, greater favor, and greater opportunities to impact the world around you. You've earned this moment, and God is honoring your faithfulness. But remember, this reward is just a glimpse of what is to come. You are being prepared for greater things, and this is just the beginning. As you continue to trust in God, He will continue to bless you. The reward you are receiving tonight is only a taste of what's ahead. Keep moving forward, keep trusting, and keep believing that God is always working on your behalf. His favor is upon you, and His blessings will never cease. Tonight, as the reward is poured out into your life, take a moment to thank God for His faithfulness. Acknowledge the work He has done in your life, and praise Him for what is to come. You are walking in a new season of blessings, and God will continue to lead you into greater things. As you receive your reward, know that this is only the beginning of the incredible things God has planned for you. Your journey is far from over, and the best is yet to come. As you stand in the fullness of God's reward tonight, remember that this moment is not just for you, but for His glory and for the people who will be touched by your testimony. The struggles you've faced, the patience you've exercised, and the faith you've held onto were never in vain. This is the harvest of your perseverance, and the seeds you planted with every prayer, every act of obedience, are now bearing fruit. But do not think that this reward is the end of your journey. It is just the beginning. God has more in store for you than you can ever imagine. This is a pivotal moment, a milestone, but the road ahead is filled with even greater blessings and breakthroughs. Continue to walk in faith, keep your heart aligned with His will, and expect even greater manifestations in your life. Trust that God's timing is perfect, and this reward is exactly what you need for this season. As you move forward, carry with you the knowledge that you are chosen, you are loved, and you are destined for greatness. Your story is just unfolding, and as you walk in His grace, the best is yet to come. Keep your eyes on Him, trust in His plan, and know that tonight is just a glimpse of the abundant life He has promised you. What is the state of consciousness that stems from a misunderstanding of your true nature when you worry? You are operating from a limited, finite sense of self. You are identifying with your physical body and your personal history, forgetting that you're not being that you truly are. But I tell you now, you are not your body. You are not your personal history. You are not even the sum of your thoughts and emotions. You are the awareness in which all these experiences arise. You are the infinite creative power of the universe, expressing itself as a human being. When you truly understand, this worry becomes impossible. For how can the infinite creative power of the universe worry about anything? How can God, which you are, be concerned about solving a problem? Let us delve deeper into this concept. The world you see around you is not the cause of your experience, but the effect. It is the outpatient of your states of consciousness. Every circumstance in your life, every challenge you face, is a reflection of your inner world. Therefore, when you worry about a problem, you are actually giving power to that problem. You are affirming its reality in your consciousness, and thus in your experience. But when you rest in the knowledge that God, the God within you, will solve it, you are aligning yourself with the created power of the universe. This is not mere positive thinking or wishful optimism. This is a fundamental law of consciousness, just as the seed contains within it the pattern of the fully grown plant. Your consciousness contains within it the solution to every problem you could ever face. When you say God will solve it, You are not advocating responsibility or passively waiting for some external force to intervene. You are declaring your alignment with the infinite intelligence within you. You are acknowledging that the power that created the universe is fully capable of handling whatever situation you are facing. Now, some of you might be thinking, but never have real problems. How can I not worry? I understand this concern. The challenges of life can seem overwhelming when viewed from a limited perspective. But I ask you to shift your perspective. Instead of focusing on the problem, focus on the state of consciousness where the problem is already solved. This is what I mean when I say God will solve it. You are moving your attention from the problem to the solution, from the question to the answer. Imagine for a moment that your problem, whatever it may be, is already solved. How would you? What would your mental state be? This feeling, this state of consciousness, is the key to allowing God to solve your problem. You see, when you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, when you live from the end, you are aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe. You are stepping into the consciousness of the version of you for whom the problem is already solved. This is not pretend, so self-deception. This is the use of your imagination, which is God in action within you. Imagination is not a separate part of you. It is the very essence of your being. It is creative power through which all things are possible. When you imagine the solution, when you feel the relief and gratitude of your problem being solved, you are literally reshaping the substance of the universe. You are setting in motion the forces that will bring about the solution in your physical reality. Now let us address a common misunderstanding about this principle. Some might think that saying God will solve it means doing nothing, simply waiting for a solution to magically appear. But this is not the case at all. When you truly align yourself with the consciousness of the solution, you will be inspired to take what I call the right action. This action will not feel like struggle or effort. It will feel natural, even inevitable. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, saying the right words, meeting the right people. This is because you are no longer operating from the limited perspective of the problem. You are from the expanded consciousness of the solution. Your actions are no longer driven by fear or worry, but by inspiration and inner guidance. Remember, the outer world is dead. It has no power to create or to change. All creation happens first in consciousness. Your job is not to manipulate the outer world, but to change your inner world. As you change within, the outer must conform. Let us now explore the concept of faith in relation to God will solve it. Faith is not. Believe it's something outside of yourself. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It is annoying beyond physical evidence. When you have true faith that God will solve your problem, you are not hoping for a future event. You are acknowledging a present fact. You are recognizing that in the realm of pure consciousness where all creation takes place, your problem is already solved. This kind of faith, mountains, it passes, it transforms the very fabric of your reality. For when you have absolute faith that God will solve it, you are aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe. You are becoming one with the solution now. Some of you might be wondering about the role of time in this process. You might be thinking, when will God solve my problem? But I tell you now, time is an illusion of the physical world. In the realm of consciousness, where all creation takes place, there is no time. Your desire is fulfilled the moment you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled with conviction. The time it takes for this to appear in your physical reality is determined by your faith and your persistence in the assumed state. So do not concern yourself with when or how God will solve your problem. Your job is to assume the state of the wish fulfilled, to live from the end, to embody the consciousness of the solution. How and when will take care of themselves. Let us now address the concept of surrender in relation to God will solve it. Surrender is not about giving up or admitting defeat, it is about releasing your attachment to how things should be and trusting in the higher intelligence of the universe. When you truly surrender your problem to God, you are not washing your hands of it. You are acknowledging that the infinite intelligence within you, which created the universe, is fully capable of handling whatever situation you are facing you. This surrender allows you to step out of the limited perspective of the problem and into the expanded consciousness of the solution. It frees you from the burden of trying to figure everything out with your finite mind, allowing the infinite intelligence of the universe to work through you. Remember, worry is a form of negative creation. When you worry, you are using to create what you do not want. But when you surrender your problem to God, saying with conviction, God will solve it, you are using your imagination constructively. You are aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe. Now let us explore the concept of gratitude in relation to God. Solve it. Gratitude is not just a polite sentiment. It is a powerful creative force. When you are truly grateful, you are acknowledging the presence of your desire in your life. You are affirming its reality even before it manifests in the physical realm. So as you trust that God will solve your problem, cultivate a deep sense of. Be thankful not just for what you can see and touch, but for the unseen solution that is even now unfolding in your life. Give thanks for the wisdom that guides you, the love that surrounds you, and the power that resides within you. This gratitude puts you in a state of receptivity. It opens you to receive the solution that God is providing. It aligns you with the abundance of the universe. Practice gratitude, not from a place of lack hoping to receive, but from a place of fullness, knowing you already have. Let us now address the concept. The touch might seem contradictory to what we've discussed about faith and gratitude, but it's actually covenantary. The attachment doesn't mean not caring about the solution to your problem. It means releasing your anxious attachment to how or when it will manifest. When you're anxiously attached to the outcome, you're actually affirming the presence of the problem. You're saying, I need the solution because I have this problem. This state of consciousness keeps the problem alive in your experience. True detachment comes from the deep, knowing that God has already solved your problem in consciousness, and therefore it must manifest in your physical reality. It's a state of calm certainty, of knowing the law is at work even when you can't see the evidence yet. This detachment allows you to truly live the end. You're not waiting for something to happen. You're simply being who you are, a person for whom the problem is already solved. This state of being is far more powerful than any amount of doing or trying. Now let us discuss the concept of revision. Revision is a powerful tool in allowing God to solve your problems each night. Before you sleep, review the events of your day, but do not review them as they appear to your senses. Revise them to align with the state of your problem being solved. If you encounter challenges related to your problem during the day, revise them. See them as stepping stones towards the solution. If you had negative thoughts, so emotions about your problem, them. See yourself responding with faith and confidence. Knowing that God is solving it, you are not denying what happened. You are actively reshaping your memory and thus your future. Remember, your memories are not fixed. They are fluid, constantly being reconstructed. By consciously revising your memories, you are literally reread. As you change your past in your imagination, you change the trajectory of your future. Let us now explore the concept of persistence. Trusting that God will solve your problem is not a one-time event. It is a continuous choice. You must persist in this state of faith and surrender even when the outer world shows no sign of change. This persistence is what distinguishes those who successfully manifest their desires from those who do not. Think of it like this. When you move to a new home, You don't wake up each morning wondering where you are. You naturally assume your new surroundings. This is how you must be with your faith that God will solve your problem. It should become your new normal, your new home state. But what if you falter? What if you find yourself stepping back into worrying doubt? Do not despair. Simply acknowledge it and return to your state of faith and surrender. Remember, you are breaking lifelong habits of thought and feeling. It takes practice. Patient with yourself, but persist. Now let us address the concept of everyone. As you pushed out, this principle states that everyone in your world is a reflection of your consciousness. The way people treat you, the opportunities that come your way, even seemingly random events in your life, or reflections of your state of being. This understanding brings with it that great responsibility. It means that if you want to experience a world where your problems are solved, you must first embody that state within yourself as you trust that God will solve your problems. You will naturally see others differently, and they will respond differently to you. During this process of trusting God to solve your problems, be aware of how you perceive others. Our perceptions align with the reality of your problem being solved. If not, consciously choose to see others in a way that supports your faith. See them as helpful, supportive, playing their perfect part in the unfolding of solution. Remember, you are not manipulating others. You are simply aligning your perception with your desired reality, and others will naturally conform to this new perception. Let us now delve into the concept of the law assumption. This law states that if you assume a state and persist in it, it must become your reality. When you assume the state of your problem being solved, when you live from the consciousness of God will solve it, you are setting in motion the forces that will bring this assumption into your physical reality. This is not about forcing or manipulating external circumstances. It's about aligning yourself with the reality where your problem is already solved. When you truly assume this state, you're not trying to make something happen. You're experiencing the state of it already being done. Imagine you have a friend who lives in another city. When you think of this friend, you don't visualize them or affirm their existence. You simply know they exist. This is the kind of knowing you must have about to your problem. It should be as real and as natural to you as the existence of your distant friend. This state of knowing, of living from the end, is what truly activates the law of assumption. It aligns your entire being, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions with the reality of your problem being solved, and in this alignment, miracles happen. Now, let us address the role of emotion in this process. Emotion is crucial. It is the fuel that gives life to your assumption when you assume the state of your problem being solved. You must feel the reality of it. You must experience the relief, the joy, the gratitude of the solution. But here's a key point. These emotions should not be intense, or they should be natural calm, the kind of quiet joy you feel when you think of something you already possess. Remember, you not trying to convince yourself of something. You are simply acknowledging what is already true in your consciousness. Let us now explore the concept of the Sabbath. The Sabbath, in this context, is not about a particular day of the week, but about a state of mind. It is a state of complete rest from all effort. A state of knowing that your work is done in the process of allowing God to solve your problem. Sabbath state is crucial. It is the state of total acceptance of the solution as an accomplished fact. In this state, you no longer feel the need to make the solution happen because you know it is already done. Practice entering the sabbath state. After you've done your imaginative work, after you've assumed the feeling of your problem being solved consciously and your state of rest, release all need to make it happen. And know that God is at work, and your only task now is to rest in the certainty, the solution. Now let us address the concept of divine timing. Often when we are facing a problem, we want an immediate solution. We want God to solve it right now. But remember, in the realm of pure consciousness, there is no time. Your problem is already solved the moment you assume the state of the solution with conviction. The time it takes for the solution to appear in your physical reality is determined by divine timing. This is not about some external force making you wait. It's about the perfect holding of events that will bring about your solution in the most harmonious way. Trust in this divine timing. Know that the solution is already yours in consciousness, and it will manifest in your physical reality at the perfect moment. Your job is not to worry about when or how, but to maintain your faith and live from the end. Let us now explore the concept of your divine nature. When I say God will solve it, I am not referring to an external deity. I am referring to the God within you, the divine created power. That is your very essence. You are not a mere human being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are God individualized, the infinite creative power of the universe expressing itself as you. When you truly understand this, you realize that there is no problem too big for you to handle. There is no charge that God cannot solve because you are that God. The power that created the universe resides within you, and it is fully capable of solving whatever problem you are facing. Now let us address the concept of resistance. When you are facing a problem, it is natural to feel resistance. You want to push against the problem to fight it, to overcome it. But this resistance often keeps the problem in place. Remember, what you resist persists. When you resist a problem, you are giving it your energy and attention. You are affirming its reality in your consciousness. Instead of resisting your problem, practice acceptance. This doesn't mean you like the program or want it to continue. It means you accept that in this moment, this is what is. Then, from this place of acceptance, you can more easily shift into the consciousness of the solution. Let us now explore the concept of your inner conversations. You're in the thoughts you think and the words you speak to yourself are shaping your reality. When you're constantly thinking and talking about your problem, you're reinforcing its existence in your experience. Start paying attention to your inner conversations. Are they aligned with the state of your problem being solved? Or are they keeping you stuck in the consciousness of the problem? Practice having inner conversations that align with the solution. Speak to yourself as if your problem is already solved. Have imagined conversations with others where you discuss the wonderful resolution of your situation. These inner conversations are powerful creative forces that shape your reality. Now let us address the concept of your self-concept. Your self-concept. The way you see yourself plays a crucial role in our land. Got to solve your problems. If you see yourself as someone who is always struggling, always facing problems, that's the reality you'll create. But if you see yourself as someone who is divinely guided and supported, for whom solutions come easily, that's the reality of experience. Work on upgrading your self-concept. See yourself as someone who naturally attracts divine solutions. Any challenge. Remember, you are not changing who you are. You are simply aligning with your true divine nature, recognizing the God within you that is fully capable of solving any problem. Let us now explore the concept of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a powerful tool in allowing God to solve your problems. Often our problems are tied to resentments, grudges, or unforgiveness towards ourselves or others. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning hurtful behavior. It means releasing the emotional charge of past, so they no longer control you. As you forgive yourself and others, you clear the path for divine solutions to flow into your life. Practice forgiveness daily. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Forgive others for perceived wrongs. As you do this, you'll find that solutions to your problems come more easily and naturally. Now let us delve deeper into the concept of living in the end. When you say God will solve it, you are not hoping for a future event. You are acknowledging a present fact. In the realm of imagination, where all creation takes place. Your problem is already solved. Living in the end means experiencing your desire as a present fact, not a future possibility. It's about feeling the relief, the joy, the gratitude of your problem being solved right now in this moment. This state of consciousness collapses time and brings your desire into the present moment, making its manifestation inevitable. Remember, in the realm of imagination, there is no time. Your desire is fulfilled the moment you assume the feeling of its fulfillment. With conviction, the time it takes for this to appear in your physical reality is determined by your faith and your persistence in the assumed state. Let us now address the concept of the law of reversed effort. This law states that the harder you try to achieve something, the more you push it away. This is why so many people struggle to solve their problems. They're trying too hard, and in that effort they are actually affirming the presence of the problem. Instead of striving and struggling, relax into the knowing that God will solve it. Release all effort. You are not trying to solve the problem. You are simply acknowledging the solution that is already using consciousness. This state of effortless acceptance is far more powerful than any amount of trying or struggling. No. Let us explore the concept of the bridge of incidents. When you assume the state of your problem being solved, a series of events is set in motion to bring about the manifestation of your desire. This series of events is called the of incidents. The key here is to trust the bridge. You don't need to know how God will solve your problem. Your job is simply to maintain your assumption and allow the bridge to unfold naturally. Each event, each encounter, each seeming coincidence is a part of this bridge, leading you to the full manifestation of your solved problem. Let's address the concept of dimensional shifting. This is the idea that for every possible, there is a version of you already experiencing it, your task. In allowing God to solve your problem is not to create something new, but to shift your consciousness to align with conversion of you for whom the problem is already solved. Practice speaking from the perspective of the you who has already experienced the solution. How would that version of you think? How would they feel? What decisions would they make? Align yourself with this version of you, and you will naturally shift into the reality where your problem is solved now. Let us delve into the power of your self-talk. Your self-talk is not just idle chattering your mind, it's a declaration to the universe. The way you speak to yourself about your problems and their solutions is shaping your reality. Stop paying attention to, talk, are you constantly affirming the presence of your problem? Or are you speaking as if the solution is already yours? Choose your words consciously. Speak as if God has already solved your problem. Use phrases. I am so grateful that this situation has been resolved instead of. Hope this problem will be solved. Let us explore the concept of non-resistance once more. Non-resistance doesn't mean being passive or accepting undesirable circumstances. It means not giving your problem any more power through your resistance to it. When you fight against it, you are actually energizing it. You are giving it your attention and your emotional energy. Instead, practice non-resistance. Acknowledge the problem with our judgment, then shift your attention to the state of the solution. Now let us address the concept of your point of power. Your point of is always in the present moment. It's not in the past. Where the problem might have originated, it's not in the future where you hope the solution will come. It's right here, right now. In this present moment, you have the power to choose your state of consciousness. You have the power to align yourself with the reality where God has already solved your problem. Use this point of power wisely. Choose thoughts, feelings, and actions that align with the solution, not the problem. Let us delve into the concept of your I am. Your I am is your true self, the God within you. It is the creative power through which all things are possible. When you say I am, you are invoking this created power. Be very careful with what you attach to your I am. I am struggling with this problem. Creates a very different reality than IA. Grateful for the divine solution to this situation. Choose your I am statements wisely. Finite are powerful created forces. Now let us explore the concept of your imagination once more. Your imagination is not mere fantasy or daydreaming. It is God in action within you. It is the creative power through which all things are made. When you use your imagination to experience the solution to your problem, you are literally reshaping the substance of the universe. You are impressing upon your subconscious mind the reality of the solution. And your subconscious mind must then work to bring this impressed image into your physical experience. Let us address the concept of detachment once again. A detachment doesn't mean not caring about the solution to your problem. It means releasing your anxious attachment to how or when it will manifest. When you're anxiously attached to the outcome, you are actually affirming the presence of the problem. You are saying, I need this solution because I have this problem. This state of consciousness keeps the problem alive in your experience. True detachment comes from the deep, knowing that God has already solved your problem in consciousness, and therefore it must manifest in your physical reality. It's a state of calm certainty of knowing the law is at work, even when you can't see the evidence yet. Explore the concept of your state of consciousness. Your state of consciousness is the sum total of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs in any given moment. It is the lens through which you perceive and interact with reality. When you say God will solve it, you are choosing to occupy a state of consciousness where the solution is already a fact. This state of consciousness then shapes your perception and your experience of reality. Remember, you are not trying to change the outer world, you are changing your state of consciousness. And as you do, the outer world must conform to match this new real state. This addressed the concept of your created power once more. You are not a powerless being at the mercy of external circumstances. You are a created being made in the image and likeness of God. The power that created the universe resides within you. When you say God will solve it, you are acknowledging this creative power within you, are aligning yourself with the infinite intelligence that orchestrates the cosmos. Trust in this power. Have faith in your ability to create the reality you desire. Let us explore the concept of your divine timing once again. Divine timing is not about some external force making you wait for your solution. It's about the perfect unfolding of events that will bring about your solution in the most harmonious way. Trust in this divine timing. Know that the solution is already yours in consciousness, and it will manifest in your physical reality at the perfect moment. Your job is not to worry about when or how, but to maintain your faith and live from the end. Let us address the concept of your inner knowing. Beyond your emotions, there is a deep inner knowing within you. This is the voice of God, the infinite intelligence that knows exactly how to solve your problem. Learn to listen to this inner knowing. It often speaks in subtle ways. A quiet nudge, a sudden inspiration, a feeling of peace. As you trust this inner knowing, you'll find yourself naturally guided towards the solution to your problem. Now let us explore the concept of your divine nature once more. You are not separate from God. You are an individualized expression of God. The power that created the universe is not outside of you. Is you. When you truly understand this, you realize that there is no problem too big for you to handle. There is no charge that God cannot solve, because you are that God. The power that created the universe resides within you, as it is fully capable of solving whatever problem you are facing. In conclusion, remember that God will solve it is not a passive statement of hope. It is a powerful declaration of your alignment with the creative forces of the universe. It is an acknowledgement of your true divine nature and your inherent ability to create the reality you desire. Trust in this truth. Have faith in the God within you live from the state of your problem being solved, and watch as your outer world reshapes itself to match your inner state, for truly, with God, all things are possible.